Hello everyone, welcome to Ultiverse Show on Finance Life, and this is your host Moonlight from Ultiverse. Our program aims to invite builders from different Web3 projects, including funders, engineers, investors, NFT artists, musicians, and more. And our guest speaker today is Rick. He's a very well-known, very well-known and experienced Web3 builder in the crypto and NFT spaces. And our program title is Web3 Hot Topics with Rick. We're going to be here on Binance Live every Tuesday and Thursday at the same time. Be sure to give Rick a follow on Twitter space, and he's also opening a Twitter space right now. And you can find his Twitter handle at RICKAWSB. So Rick AWSB. And once again, well, Rick, I know even though you are like a regular guest speaker at our Ultiverse show, but still wanted you to briefly introduce yourself to all the audience from around the world, because now I can see that before the beginning of this live show, we had over 2,700 reminders set up. And as we just opened this live show for the first minute, we do have 1,900 views. And yeah, the chat box like feeling lots and lots of messages right now. So yeah, Rick, welcome to Audio Reception, and please say hi and
thank you. Hi everyone. Thank you, Moonlight. Thank you for having me on the show again. Yeah, well, this is Rick from AWSB. I'm part of the community that has a lot of BYC OGs, a lot of crypto OGs, and the community also just launched, helped the EthereumPoW fork literally yesterday. So yeah, I'm just part of the community and doing the study and analysis of the market about crypto on the regular basis.
Thank you so much, Rick, for the intro. And you are so humble. You are not just a community member, but we believe that you are kind of like an influencer, right? And also everyone enjoy learning from you. So that's why every time when you have this live show and lots of reminder was set up, and we are going to talk about, we're going to focus on macro and also focusing on recent information sharing from Ray Dalio on macro, and also Cathie Wood, right? And then we will also talk about the merge earlier, should I say this morning, if you are also in Eastern time like me, right? Earlier this morning, I remember it was between like 3 and 4 a.m. 2 to 4 a.m. Yeah, it was very, very early, and we had our live show as well on Binance Live, and we had over 5,500 audience with us on Binance Live, and as well as over 1,000 audience with us on Twitter Space. That was amazing, a big group. So let's go back to the topic. What is macro in the stock market?
First of all, Ray Dalio published an article on his LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn page called "Does the Math." Basically, what his opinion in the article is, he believed that based on the terminal rate of the Fed will be reaching 4.5%. He believed that will cause another further 20% decline on the S&P 500. So that's a quite steep decline based on his opinion. And also that the terminal rate can even go higher than 4.5%. Basically, he believed the terminal rate can be anywhere between 4.5 to 6. In the worst case scenario, if the terminal rate really go to 6%, then we might see a worse impact, a big impact on the stock market. I don't have the number, or I don't want to forecast the percentage that the stock market will go down, but obviously it will be pretty bad, because it will not affect the stock market. It will also start to affect the job market. So the corporates will start to feel more pain than as is. I mean, as we speak, I think the railway workers strike, they sort of agreed a temporary agreement If that happens, I mean, if they don't reach some sort of a long-term agreement, if there will be a railway worker strike, then I think that will even cause more pain. But that's just one example that how things can go south under such economic climate. So I think in a way that Dalio is giving us a not so bright future forecast. But at the same time, what's interesting is Cathie Wood from Art Investment. On the other hand, she started to buy in more into the stock market. So basically, she invested further. I think it's about 20 to 30 million, if my memory is correct, buying a lot of innovative stock in the market, literally, I think in the last 24 hours. So why these two famous investors holding such differentiation on the economic future? I think that's pretty interesting. In one hand, I'm kind of thinking because of they have different view on the economy. On the other hand, is I'm kind of thinking they have more similarities than differences, because Cathie Wood's main portfolio focus on the small cap, so she has to put the money in step by step. It's not like she can buy right at the bottom, because if that's the case, if she's wrong, then she will be the biggest shareholder in some of the small stocks, and that will put herself and put her fund in a not so good situation. While Dalio is mainly invest into the bigger cap, the blue chips, and he can sort of afford to wait till the bottom and put the relatively bigger amount of money into a few of the stocks or into his portfolio. So I think they probably share a similar point of view. I'm kind of guessing, which the economy is still facing a lot of uncertainties, but at the same time, it's just different investment style. So, but I think the similarity they have is because we're facing uncertainty. So the strategy that we should have, it should be somewhat of hedging that uncertainty. So what Dalio is doing, I think he's shorting European economy while longing China and the US economy, sort of, but he's still waiting at the better moment or the best moment, while Cathie Wood is buying into innovative companies to hedge the whole economy. Because in long term, from her point of view, she believes that the innovative companies and stocks will outperform the whole market. So that's very interesting, and that I think we can actually learn from both of these two great investors, how we should invest into the crypto market. Yeah, that's the I think what the learning in the last two days about what's going on in the market.
Thank you so much, Rick, for sharing that. And I'm also going to share screen with our audience so that, yeah, if you just join us, today our topics are going to focus on the stock market and macro, and also we learn from two very famous investors, including Cathie Wood and also Ray Dalio. And this is an article about, yeah, Ms. Wood spending over 40 million buying this plunging tech stocks during inflation, and yeah, that is spurred market crash. So that is was also one of the information that Rick was sharing. And the other, yeah, I also went to Ray Dalio's LinkedIn profile, and he indeed often posting a lot of information, on the topic of the stock prices, right? And also, matching our topic today. So friends, if you would like to learn further information, feel free to search some of those articles and information online as well. And once again, I wanted to welcome our over 2,000 audience from around the world. Let me see the number. Wow, it's 2,100 right now. And lots of friends saying good morning to us. Yeah, so yeah, definitely, yeah, for a lot of friends, it's very early morning time, probably about nearly 7 or 6, 8 a.m., right? It's a great way to start the morning. And Rick, AWSB is going to be here every Tuesday and Thursday at the same time to talk about some trendy or hot topics that everyone is definitely interested in learning. So we were talking about the stock market and forecast from the investors. And now, Rick, do you mind to tell let us know, because I'm kind of like brand new to the stock market. What
Yeah, I
is
mean, go ahead.
so what is macro in the stock market? Like what macro
Well,
factors
macro
influence
is about the whole economy. It's about like focus on the big picture of how the bigger cycle of the economy of the whole market analysis. So we sort of analyzing the relationship between the longer business cycle, economy cycle, understanding different performance, the different asset performance in the longer term, in a bigger scale, rather than focus on individual assets or individual companies. So the reason that we need to understand the macro is because without understanding that, we won't be able to know the monetary policy, which is critical for crypto market as well. Because as we can see, over the last 18 months, I would say, the crypto market more affected by macroeconomy compared to by the itself, by the innovation in the crypto market itself. So I mean, in the near future, in the future, at some point, this will change. I mean, the crypto market will decoupling from the macroeconomy. We will sort of kind of has its own trend compared to the traditional stock market. But for now, it's still not the case. I mean, we're still heavily related to traditional economy market, the stock market, the money market, the performance of the asset, and also the policies of all the countries, especially the federal policies of Federal Reserve. So that's why we need to understand to sort of know when and what to invest to. We need to sort of understand more about the macroeconomy, that I mean that will pretty much decide and define the market in the next few months, because we still seeing it's highly correlated between crypto and Nasdaq or S&P 500.
I see. Thank you very much. So yeah, so I was like thinking that okay, so I'm in the crypto space. I don't need to pay a lot of attention to the stock price, but now I learned that I also need to watch some news and report, and also pay attention to that because they are correlated. And how about let's talk about what are the macroeconomic factors that influence the U.S. stock market?
Yeah, I mean the major factors now, of course, is the inflation, because inflation nowadays is the major concern of Federal Reserve, and all the monetary policy made by Federal Reserve basically focus on to sort out the problem of inflation. U.S. faced one of the worst inflation in 1970s, and that caused huge for the American people. Even people worldwide. And it takes Federal Reserve a lot of effort. It costs a lot of pain, finally, to take the whole economy out of the inflation, the one of the worst inflation in history. I think after that, Federal Reserve learned that to control inflation, it sort of need to control it earlier, and also to control expectation of people and business. So that's what Federal Reserve doing right now, which is I think is good. But that means I think we will also see more pain because that's what Federal Reserve made that their mind of doing. So we will see more pain in the market, and obviously there will be more pain in the crypto market as well.
Ah, I see. Yeah. So yeah, perhaps we are still not in the deep bear market. Still have some time to go. And well, that
Yeah,
really
I want to sort of guess what will happen and to sort of guess what sort of stage we are in, the bear market we're in. I mean, the only thing I'll say is that we're facing a lot of uncertainty uh,
mhm.
ahead of us. It might be some positive news in near future. For example, if OPEC agreed to continue the existing oil output, then that might be a good news to control the inflation. But also, it can also be a lot of black swan events. For example, if there are some more bad news about Russia-Ukraine war, the European uncertainty, and also more conflict in the European area, I think that can cause more uncertainty moving forward. So it's very difficult to tell. The only thing as retail investor ourselves is to make sure we are prepared for this. Is to make sure that the portfolio we're holding, the strategy we're using, are good, no matter there will be a bear or there will be a bull in the near future.
Ah, I see. Yes. Well, everything. Yeah, we're over here to predict, right? And we're just sharing our own thoughts and the information that we have learned from the whole a lot of resources. So everyone still encourage everyone to do your own research. Thank you so much. And Rick, earlier today or for some friends yesterday, right? The Ethereum merge just happened. How do you think about it, and what's the trend right now?
I think the Ethereum merge is one of the milestones, one of the most important milestone, if not the most important milestone in crypto industry this year, or even in this few years, this whole 4 years cycle. That means that Ethereum is ready for scale up further. It will be able to host more innovation on its ecosystem. That's good. And also, Ethereum is officially turning deflationary. These are all the reason for next bull run, I think. The only question is when will be next bull run? All this positive effect can be strong enough to hedge against all this bad news in the market. Again, it's very difficult to say when it will be the turning point of the market. I think, I mean, again, this is not investment advice. I'm not any financial advisor. This is just my personal opinion. Please do your own research. I think in terms of the if we have to time the market, right? I can't really see that we will just because of the merge, we're getting into the bull market right away. I think there will be a period of time that people start to or the sort of mindset of the whole market start to turn around to really understand this the impact of Ethereum turning into deflationary. And also that because there are still a lot of potential negative impact in the stock market, I think we'll still see very volatile crypto market, even including the Ethereum price in near future before we really see the next bull market. If I mean, just for myself, when I'm trying to buy the dip, that I'm not really in a hurry. I still do the dollar cost averaging, but I'm not sort of adding or buying more. Just hope that I can add a dip. I just do stick with my regular dollar cost averaging strategy, and but if I see some opportunity, say Ethereum dip further, for example, it dipped below 1,200, I probably will buy more than the regular dollar cost averaging spending. And yeah, I guess the that's what I will do. And at the same time, rather than just focus on the ups and downs of the price, it's also good to spend more time to understand and learn the individual projects in the market rather than just Ethereum, because I also hold other crypto assets in my portfolio from Ethereum. Of course, Ethereum is one of the biggest position in my whole portfolio. But the others also have good potential. For example, I hold some small amount of Atom, Cosmos. Cosmos in last 24 hours, even the Cosmos, I think, grow by about 10%. The Atom price grow by about 10%, despite the whole market is go down by about 5%, which is quite amazing. And the reason behind that is because over the last 3 months, even with the Luna situation, Cosmos ecosystem keep growing. I mean, those are the assets. I mean, like Cosmos, these are the assets we want to know, sort of keep our eyes on, and know the future development before the development really happens. So yeah, I mean, in the bear market, on one hand, I think we need to have a good strategy. On the other hand, we need to keep learning and studying the real good asset potentially will outperform the market. Yeah, that's basically
So
my
much.
strategy, Mona.
Thank you. Yes, and I wanted to share the picture with our audience and let them see that yesterday we had this very amazing event on both our Twitter space and Ines Live as well. So if you miss it, you can scan the QR code and to watch the replay of that exciting moment when we were counting down from like 1 minute and all the way to one. And so Rick, I would also like to ask you for some updates of the Ethereum POW project. How's everything going now, and what stage are we at now?
Yeah, I think this morning Pacific time, the Ethereum POW successfully forked, and it stabilized in terms of the hash rate. So I think the fork so far pretty successful. It officially became one of the top 10 ecosystem, one of the top 10 blockchains in the whole industry. And some of the D app on the Ethereum POW still functional. So if you want to sort of swap the token from one token to the other, I think if they can use the smart contract directly, they can still use D apps or that like Uniswap or SushiSwap. But of course, the function are limited, especially there's no front end. There's no like web page that people can use. Moving forward, I think the challenges for the development team is they need to attract more developers to the ecosystem. They need to sort of build up or resume those fundamental D apps as soon as possible, because people will have the requirement to trade the assets that they have on the Ethereum POW. I'm pretty optimistic on this because, as we've been told, information we're learning from the development team, that there are a lot of developers potentially will start the development or already developed some of the D apps, such as DEX, such as lending, such as stablecoin, etc., and bridge to support the new ETH POW system. blockchain. I mean, so yeah, I think we'll be see a more functional ecosystem in next few days. We'll see more information and new D app being released by the development team, and I'm looking forward that I can start to train my ETHW and other assets on the ETHW chain in very near future.
Nice. And I also start to see some people posting that how you can receive some maybe some bonus because of the merge. And in Chinese words, candies, right? 糖果. What are those? And have you received and did you claim it
Oh yeah,
or?
they're there. I mean the fork of the reason that we receive all the airdrops is because all the tango, the candy that you just mentioned, is because um this is this is a fork of the original Ethereum chain, or I will sort of more intend to think this is the ETHW is the original chain because the mining machine is still there, meaning the computer supporting the chain is still there. So this is more original than Ethereum POS. But anyway, I mean that's just my personal opinion. So because of all the code are still there, all the assets we have on Ethereum are all there. It's just another copy of it. So for example, if you have some NFT in your Ethereum wallet or in that you hold on the Ethereum chain, you will have a copy of the NFT on Ethereum POW. If you have stablecoin like USDC DAI on your original Ethereum chain, you will have a copy of that token on Ethereum POW. But of course, I mean, the stablecoin won't be stable anymore because there will not be a real asset backing the stablecoin on Ethereum POW. While there are asset backing the stablecoin on Ethereum. I mean, the Ethereum POS that was merged. But so the stablecoin probably will not worth any money, or at least will not worth will worth much less than at $1 on the Ethereum POW. But the value of the copy of say NFT, say BAYC, probably still worth some money because BAYC is more trading against Ethereum on the Ethereum blockchain, right? So on the Ethereum POW blockchain, the BAYC will be trading against Ethereum POW. The price will be defined, or I should say discovered by the market. It depends how many people willing to sell and how many people willing to buy. So it'll be an interesting price discovering process. I guess we'll sort of see the settle down of the price in next few days or even few weeks. And there are so many different kind of assets rather than just NFT. There are governance token of Uniswap, SushiSwap. There are a copy of Curve. There are a copy of Stepan, etc., etc. How people will value of what's the demand of this token and what's the supply of those tokens will finally decide the price of those tokens. And yeah, it will be a massive price or value discovering process. And there will be a lot of opportunities and a lot of money to be made in such process. But of course, I mean, do your own research, and the risk is very high.
Ah, I see. Thank you so much. And Rick, I think we can start it to answer some questions from our audience. And everyone, this is Rick AWSB. He's sharing a lot of valuable information on the trendy topics and also some very informative things that he has been sharing with us for nearly, I would say, nearly 30 minutes for now, right? And right now we have over 2,700 people over here at our Ultiverse section, and I see lots of questions over here. I'm going to see.
Just before that, there's one more.
Sure.
I think quite important news we need to I'd like to share with
Definitely.
our audience. So I just saw a breaking news that the Gary Gensler, the SEC chairman, said that just make an announcement that using the proof of stake token could trigger security loss. So Ethereum proof of stake after merge. How will SEC respond to that? Is going to pose some challenges or further uncertainty in the market, and that can be some huge uncertainty. So we need to sort of keep an eye on that.
Oh, I see. Yes, while you were saying that, yeah, now I also see a lot of news report on it. So yeah, coming here to learn a lot from Rick is definitely a privilege for all of us because he would help us to kind of organize a lot of information, right? So, okay, from one of the audience blue things saying that how do you find the alpha before the next bull market? How can we do that?
That's a very, very good question. I guess to answer that question is probably to answer that question properly properly that will probably take like half an hour or an hour. But long story short, I think in order to find good alpha, first of all, you need to have a pretty broad and profound understanding of the whole market, of the different segment, and of the latest development of the latest the newest project, and also of course the old and long lasting evergreen project as well. And then I would say for regular retail investor, instead of funding alpha, I think even myself, I'd rather spend time to make sure that I will catch the beta, because even catching the beta is not easy, but relatively it's much easier than trying to fund the alpha. Catching the beta is we can sort of build out a portfolio based on market cap of different assets. For example, if Bitcoin is like 40% market cap, then I can allocate 40% of my capital into Bitcoin. Ethereum is like 25, then I can allocate 25 into Ethereum, things like that. And then take out some of the stable coins, take out some of the assets that I don't believe. For example, I'm not a big fan of Cardano. I'm not a big fan of Ripple. I'll take them out. Okay, so things like that. And then do all the way down to like top 20, top 30 tokens or assets. Those are the beta. And you can actually find alpha based on those beta, because a lot of assets you can do the staking, you can do the LP farming. But of course, before you do the staking, you need to understand the protocol. Make sure you understand all the risks. Before you do the LP farming, the same thing. And the staking or the LP farming can give you extra sometimes anywhere between 4% to 6%, sometimes 10%, 15% APR. And for some of the token, when you do the staking, for example, if you stake Cosmos, right, you can get airdrop quite often, because there are so many new projects launching on Cosmos on the regular basis. I won't say it's regular, but we now see like not even every month, sometimes every 2 weeks, every week, we see some new project launching on Cosmos ecosystem. And most of the projects give airdrop to Atom stakers. So those are the alphas that you can easily get. And that doesn't require a tremendous amount of time and effort to do the analysis of the project. And whenever there are some asset like fall out of the top 30 and some new assets price increase and get into the top 30, you do the same kind of change. So you sell those assets, fall out of top 30, and then you buy in the asset, just get into the top 30. But again, another kind of advice, please do your own research. And in terms of funding other alphas, my sort of strategy is follow the top crypto accounts to understand what they do, to see actually what they do. And then I try to, if there are opportunity to get into the project those major funds invest into, I'll do the same. So that's one way of getting the alpha. But of course, every project different. Even A16Z or the Pantera invest into some project, there's no guarantee there's an alpha. It just gives us a starting point to do the analysis and studying of some specific projects.
Nice.
I hope that answered the question. But of course,
Yeah.
there are a lot more we can talk about in terms of finding alpha. I guess there's another story for another time.
Yeah, maybe next time we can have a special live show talking about how to find alpha, and you can share your own personal experience with us. Also, I believe lots of people will take notes and really wanted to learn from you and enjoy, yeah, listen to you to share a lot of information. And next question is, what do you think about the Cosmos ecosystem? Is running 10% up when Ethereum's down?
Um, I'm quite bullish on Cosmos, at least for now. I mean, at least for now and near future. I hold a small percentage of Cosmos in my portfolio from, wow, about a year ago. The ROI is pretty good because of this pretty high APR, and at the same time, all these air jobs. I planning because the price just pumped up 10%. And matter of fact, over the last 2 months, the atom price pumped up by more than 150%, nearly 200%. So it's quite big pump. So although I do like Cosmos, but under such uncertainty in market situation, I would say I'll wait for some dip, which I'm pretty sure it will happen, although I'm not 100% sure. So if that happens, I'll buy more. If not happen, then I will just keep my current bet and waiting for what's next.
I see. Thank you so much. And earlier today, during our Oliver section with Rick, Rick also talked about some trendy news, including the recent purchase, right, from Cathie Wood. So, when do you think the big money will come back to the stock market? That's also one of the questions, yeah, from our audience today. The big money, the audiences means like from more Wall Street investors.
Yeah. That's a good question. I will answer that question. And matter of fact, is I will also add a comment to the definition of big money, because the money from Wall Street, of course, is these are big money, right? The money from institution. I think the big money will come back under two circumstances. Number one is the clarification of this regulation. So say if some segment or some project embraced the regulation of SEC and all different regulatory institutions, then the institution money, the big money, will feel more confident to get back in. Right now, it's kind of difficult for project get into for money get into a lot of projects, well, given to the tornado cash situation not long ago, right? So I guess all the institutional money will feel quite skeptical against most of the crypto projects. So yeah, so the first condition is the regulation. The second condition is the more adoption of the real crypto projects. For example, if we see the next social network which onboard millions of users, I think at that point the big money will have to get in because they don't want to miss the next boat. But right now we are not seeing such thing happen. I mean, how many crypto projects has more than like 100,000 users, right? Not many, very few. So in that case, if you are the chairman of Goldman Sachs, why you want to get in, right? There's no reason when you're managing, billions of dollars investment cash. You would not want to get in a project only worth like 100 million, right? That's not even worth your time, and not even mention the risk. So that's about institutional money. However, what's lucky for us is the crypto market doesn't only rely on the institutional money to go back to the bull run. Even with the retail investors' money, I think will be enough to support next bull run. But again, it still requires some major breakthrough of the application that can onboard hundreds of thousands, even millions of users. So that's something we need to keep our eyes on, because that will be the signal of next bull run. Well, at least one of the signals.
I see. Thank you so much, Rick, for sharing your input. And yeah, we see some comments saying that perhaps after 8 more months, a little bit money might come back. And also currently, other comments saying like currently like invest only happens in crypto VC instead of Web2 VC. Is that the case that you think, Rick?
You mean in 8 months?
Yeah, 8 months, and also currently in Web2 the investment doesn't look so good. But however, in Web3 we still have heard some hot money coming in periodically, right? Quite often.
Yeah. First of all, I don't want to guess the timeline. I mean, will that be 8 months? Will that be 16 months, or will that be 2 months? I don't want to guess. I will just keep observing, and when the signal come, I will bet against the signal, not just predefine the timeline that when the bull might come back, right? Because that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. I mean, will Fed really change their monetary policy in 8 months, or would that before 8 years? We don't know. So yeah, so that's not possible to judge based on the time. We can only make that decision based on the monetary policy, based on the market economy, based on the innovation projects in crypto industry, right? So we need to keep our eyes and ears open, keep observing. So that's about time. And in terms of Web2 and Web3 investment, that's actually something pretty positive for crypto industry, because right now the VCs, the funds in Web2, they're struggling, right? There are not so many opportunities for them, for the VCs in Web2. I mean, what can they invest? The next Facebook, the next Uber? Not that many. Okay, so that's why even in this bear market, we still see a lot of Web2 money getting into Web3, because apparently there are more opportunities in Web3, even in the book this bear market. So maybe, I mean, that's just maybe, the continuously of the cash flow from Web2 into Web3 can speed up the whole process, turning the bear into bull. But again, I have no idea of the timeline.
I see. Thank you so much. And yeah, definitely it's hard to predict the timeline, right? And everyone has their own opinions. I have been heard like from 4 months to 4 years. Yeah. And it's really, really difficult to guess. And the other question I got over here from, well, I cannot read the name, Rahim Kuja. I think the audience is asking, is it the right time to invest in certain cryptos, in your own opinion? And the audience was especially wanted to focus on Bitcoin and BNB.
For myself, I hold both of the assets, because as I just explained, the way that I construct my portfolio is based on the percentage of that asset, that asset's total market share, right? Again, if Bitcoin is 40% of the total market cap, then I allocate 40%, relative for 40% to Bitcoin. Same if BNB is like 8% of the total market cap, then I'll allocate 8% of the total market cap to BNB, and I do the adjustment on the every 2 months or every season basis, every 3 months basis, every quarter basis. It's because I want to make sure my portfolio is up to date, is reflecting the whole market situation. So if you ask me if now the right time to invest into Bitcoin and BNB, my response to that is I always like to do the dollar cost averaging, because that's the easiest way for no matter a new investor or experienced investor, because even after you buy, the market continue to decline, you won't feel that bad, right? It's easy for people for investors to hold when doing the dollar cost averaging. So for that, I think yeah, don't time the market. Just do the dollar cost averaging. Use the money that you won't need for the next few years, and put into the market on the regular basis. Don't just buy it. Don't just put all of your money in one time.
Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely very useful information for all of us, and got to say bye to our friends. I hope, yeah, I already selected a lot of questions to ask, yeah, from our audience, and looking forward to seeing everyone next time. Yeah, thank you all for being here. No matter where you're at, wish you a great rest of the day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Bye. This is Moonlight, and I'm from Ultiverse, and we have Rick from AWSB. So
Thank you, Mullah. Thank you, everyone.
thank you. Wow.